Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Queens of the Ring. Unfortunately,
Queens of the Ring.
I don't
put my crown on too.
I don't
got nothing.
I'm just got my halo that my horns are holding up. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode. I am Cherry. That is Sarah.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Denise.
And we are the Queens of the Ring. Of course we are. So welcome, everyone. I see in the chat we've already got Philly special cards. We got Daniel Berry Sports and Giovanna Unicorn. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So this episode, we do not have a guest. We will reveal our guest for next month at the end of the show. However, for this episode, it's going to be all about the Royal Rumble. It is coming up in a little over a week. I think out of all the four major ones, to me, the Royal Rumble is always my favorite. SummerSlam holds a special place in my heart because Denise and I went to SummerSlam in Nashville with Charlie and Josie, but Royal Rumble as a whole is my favorite of the big four. How about you guys?
I like the surprises that come with the Royal Rumble because you never know who's going to show up. I mean, of course, you expect like the regular superstars, but you never know who come back from injury, which legend could end up showing up. So that's the part I like about the Royal Rumble.
You could get some NXT call-ups. I mean,
yeah.
And
last year.
And this year, it seems like this one is a little bit more unpredictable. Like last year was like the most predictable one ever. I think it was just like eye-rollingly predictable. And then the year before, once Brock came out, I was like, oh God, we know what's getting ready to happen.
And try witnessing that in person.
Yeah, she saw it in person. Yeah,
that was not fun.
Yeah, no kidding. Trust me, especially what happened. And then I think everyone kind of expected Edge to win in 2021, but it wasn't. But this is the first year since Drew won in 2020 that it's the most unpredictable that anything could happen. So we're gonna be discussing everything about the Royal Rumble. And Giovanna says You may never know who is going to show up. It could be NXT superstar, a legend, Hall of Famer returning, or superstar from injury. I guess we're probably going to. I'm guessing we're going to do some predictions, maybe like who's going to come back, who's going to make a return in the Royal Rumble, who we think is going to win. But our producer Mitch Koski has our questions, so I think we should just go ahead and get the ball rolling with our first topic.
Who was your favorite surprise entrant?
Who was your favorite surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble? Okay, I'm gonna have to think long and hard about this one. I'm not gonna pull an Earl. I'm gonna say Sarah.
Thank you. At least let me think.
So who was your favorite surprise entrant?
For
Just
me,
like back through.
for me, it had to be when Edge came back in 2020. Nobody thought in a gazillion years he was going to ever be able to wrestle again. He was always told he wasn't going to be able to wrestle again. So when he showed up, like, I teared up. Like, I was so happy that he was there. He was back. I thought it was just like a one-off thing where he was just going to be in the Rumble and then that was it. And the fact that he fully came back, that was huge. So, and he's one of my all-time favorites. So I was very happy. That was the one. That was my favorite for sure.
Absolutely. Denise, how about you? You had a little bit of time to think.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I didn't start watching wrestling again until like right after 2020 Royal Rumble. So I mean, I can't even I don't have a big selection to choose from, but honestly, I am gonna ironically have to say Drew from 2022, because with his injury, I was not expecting it. I was like, I was hoping, but I'm just like, I wanted him to, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want him to come back just because he was like, just a month ago, he had the neck the incident thing or whatever. But when you heard like that sword slash, I literally like had to sit down and be like, holy shit, he's here.
I stood up in my chair at home and screamed my head off.
And then I got up and I started going crazy.
I was just praying he didn't get hurt. When I saw Brock dump him out, I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ, because he had that neck injury going on, and I'm just like, oh God, please be okay. But he did turn out. But yeah, I mean, and Mitch says that his was John Cena. I mean, that was a big surprise.
That was huge back in 2008.
Yeah, it was just like, because he wasn't expected back for another 6 months or so, and then
he came back he came back in 6 months early. He was supposed to be out for a whole year.
Yeah, and that was very impressive of him to heal that fast from that type of injury. It's kind of crazy, actually. So for me,
wasn't it I don't think it was. What was the injury? Wasn't it? Didn't he tear his pec, but not as bad as Cody?
I think
it wasn't all bruised and
was
stuff.
A bicep or a pec. I couldn't remember.
I think it was a bicep. Something.
Yeah.
Bicep.
Yeah.
Something. Okay, it was his bicep. I couldn't remember.
Yeah. His neck.
No.
No. I thought he tore his bicep, but he tore it right off the bone.
I remember it. I think it was something to do with his arm, because I remember the tribute to the troops they did. Cena went over there. I think that was the first time he went over there for tribute to the troops, and that was when they went overseas. And I remember he had his arm in a sling.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I remember that. So I think it was his arm, perhaps.
Okay. Okay. Well, for me, I have to agree with both of you, because in 2020, I was an emotional wreck as it was, because Drew had just taken out Brock, and I just had this feeling that he was going to win. And of course, I was right. However, I'm sitting there, and that "You Think You Know Me" comes on. I literally, because Edge is of the four, he's in my top four of all time. And when I heard that, I literally just tears literally streamed out of my eyes, and I just jumped up like, oh my God, he's mine! And I just remember screaming, and Josie's just going crazy, because she had watched the Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness, and that was one of her favorite things. And she's like, "Oh my God, it's Edge! Oh my God!" And, we were just we were so happy. And then with 2022, I was like, I know Denise and I had conversations. We were so concerned about Drew because, I mean, that was not like when he had to be pulled from things, that was not like him at all. Because we bought tickets for the Superstar Experience the day after the day one pay-per-view. And then because he was supposed to be there and to, you know, and then find out that he wasn't going to be able to be there. And, you know, that he had this neck issue. And I knew that he had broken his upper back, like back when he was in the Indies.
My God.
This dude who had no business picking him up until a pile driver like did it and like it broke his upper back. And I'm like, oh God, I wonder if that's a residual. And at that time, he was doing so much. Like he was wrestling sometimes twice a night for 2 weeks in a row at the holiday shows and literally doing everything. And I wasn't expecting him back. I was hoping because I'd seen that he had pulled off the surprise birthday party for Sheamus right before, which was incredibly hilarious in a bowling alley of all places with an old bastard balloon, which is like amazing. But I had a feeling he might, but then I'm like, I don't want to get my hopes up, you know, and I don't want to get Josie's hopes up. And then when that sword went off, like she said, I just went, oh my God! You know,
It's like you instantly lose your mind.
I did.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, he's back. It's kind of like I did this year in the freaking airport when he came back getting Money in the Bank. Like people were looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with this girl? But I was in the comfort of my own home for that one.
That made me jump up out of my seat when he came back
Yes.
at Money in the Bank. I was so happy to see him.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir on that one.
I know you both are way more happy than I was. But yeah, like not a big a fan of Drew as you two are. Like you guys are super duper fans. I was so happy to see him back because he just, I don't know, he just brings more I think he brings more to the show. It's a different perspective. And it just, yeah, I was so excited to see him back. I was like, please Claymore Gunther, please Claymore him. Like I was so happy to see him.
Yeah. And like when you go to shows, like house shows, like if he's originally supposed to be there and he's not, like if he gets pulled because of injury, he's missed. You can feel that void when he's
back.
But anyway, just glad to have him back. But yeah, Cena was another big one.
That was huge.
I'm trying to think of some other surprise ones that came out. Surprise entrance. I mean, in 2020, seeing MVP come back, it was just like and he had been away for so long, and it was like, oh, okay,
he could have stayed away.
Yeah, well, at the time, it was just like because that Royal Rumble was so special, like from beginning to end, it was just like, oh, okay, but you know, but yeah, for me, though, both of those were just very special moments for me.
Absolutely.
And Giovanna, I hope he's at that show when you go to Oakland. And hey, Crystal, thank you, girl.
Hey.
So, surprise entrant. Okay, all right. So, Mitch, what is our next topic? Favorite Royal Rumble and Royal Rumble winner of all time. I think I'm going to say mine for last because I think we all know my answer. So, surprise entrant. AJ Styles.
I was waiting for you, and I was just like, how, like, how has she not said it? What?
We'll go back to that because, okay, so like her, I'm a big AJ Styles fan. I've been a big fan of his since TNA, like the beginning of TNA.
Really, Mitch?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh Lord, what?
Top corner. Top corner.
Love it.
Really? Really? Thank you. God Jesus.
That's fantastic. I love that.
So, so I remember seeing that he was leaving New Japan. But I'm thinking I would love for him to go back to TNA, but then again, I'm like, not with the mess that he left with. And you know, there was so many hard feelings when he left. And I don't think he would go back there, but there's no way he's going to go to the WWE. And then when they're like panning on Roman and they're playing this music, I'm like, whose music is this? What the hell is this? And then you see Roman like squinting, and then
Yes, I know.
and then the crowd went nuts, and I'm like, what are they responding to? And then they panned over and it says, I am phenomenal. I'm like, oh shit. Oh my God. AJ Styles. I literally like looked over at Charlie like, AJ Styles, what the hell? Yes. That's another incredible surprise entrant. Because he wasn't returning. He just arriving, that was an amazing, amazing moment. So with the new topic though, Sarah, we'll just kind of continue the continue.
I don't remember what the new topic was.
What is your favorite Royal Rumble and Royal Rumble winner of all time? If I can, Royal Rumble. Favorite Royal Rumble and Royal Rumble winner of all time.
It's a tongue twister.
Say that 10 times fast.
No, right? I will not.
Like Earl saying Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. That was funny. He couldn't say it. Let's see. Oh, KO is here.
Hi, KO.
Oh my goodness.
How are you?
That's another person that I like. I wish he was on more.
Keep
I love Kevin Owens.
Welcome. And Crystal said she was surprised when Edge came back in the Royal Rumble. I think we all were.
That I teared up at that because I've been a fan of Edge since he was in the Brood, and then you got Edge and Christian, like that for me. So I'm going to say where Edge won that after coming back from that severe neck injury, and then in the next year he won it. Like that's huge. That's huge.
That's amazing.
So yeah, that's most definitely one of that was definitely my favorite winner. As far as favorite Royal Rumble, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite because like I said, I love the Royal Rumble so much because it's just, you never know what's going to happen. Now, like you said earlier, Cherry, sometimes it's very predictable, but like it has, the last couple years, you kind of have an inkling of what's going on, but that I'm very excited for this year because we don't know what's going to happen. So, so I guess if I had to pick one, I guess I'd pick favorite Royal Rumble would be the one that Edge won.
2021. Well, did he win one like early?
I think you know what? It was. He won it. I don't normally like heels, but heel Edge, where he's just this sniveling, constantly doing whatever, cheating to get, because he constantly is just obsessed with getting the title. I believe he won it in 2007. No, that was he had won Money in the Bank, and then he went on. He was the first Money in the Bank winner. Yeah, I thought he won it back in like 2006, 2005, 2006, 2007, somewhere in there when he was doing that heel run. But yeah, I still go with that one where he came back and won it in 2021 just because he came back from a career-ending neck injury. So
heel Edge is like on another level. Like
or Rated RKO. Oh my God, him and Randy together. They were so
when they spoofed DX. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
With the wig just going around doing the crotch chop in the jabs. Like that was.
And then the whole thing when DX came out going, showing the Randy
Orton
pictures
and then the picture of Shawn Michaels. Hey, you told me girls buy that magazine.
Yes, KO News. Yes, KO News. That's right. Crystal says her first women's Royal Rumble was her favorite was Bianca Belair, and Drew was her favorite Royal Rumble winner for the men's. Okay, awesome.
Oh my goodness! It is the one and only DJ Storms. Holy cow!
Yeah, we hope you're doing great as well, DJ. Denise, favorite Royal Rumble and Royal Rumble winner.
Again, Don't
I'm just gonna say RR. Going R.
Again, I'd have to probably say 2020 since it was the first one I ever really watched. And again, Drew with winning that. I'm just waiting for the Royal Rumble though. That AJ gets to win because it needs to happen.
When I saw that thing on Twitter today about the 2022 and saw that Madcap Moss had been the one to eliminate AJ and the fact that he's not even there anymore, I'm like, are you kidding me?
No.
I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm honestly surprised that AJ has not won one yet. I would have thought that he would have won it in like 2017, 2018 or something like that. But
that's why I'm kind of just hoping and praying, keeping my fingers crossed that this Fatal 4-Way is not the very last match. I doubt it's going to be because it's usually the men's Royal Rumble match. And that he'll pull a Brock from 22 and show up.
I'm not a big fan of like these specific ones, like these specific PLEs or pay-per-views, whatever you want to call them. And the match that it's named after is not the final match. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's saying, this should be the main event and Elimination Chamber. How about the Elimination Chamber match being the main event? Come on.
Just saying.
The 2018 Rumble. Oh, that was a really good one. And the best of all time, maybe 2027. Favorite winner, Undertaker. Those are really good choices there. I'm very biased towards 2020. I think it was the perfect Rumble. You had the perfect mix of superstars. There was no goofiness, no silliness, no just, you had Brock going out there and just like clobbering people until, Drew came in there, the low blow from Ricochet. Brock took that Claymore from Drew, didn't even like put his hand up, like took it like right on the face. That showed how much faith and trust he had in Drew to take that and help make him a star, which his fans always knew he was, but that moment was absolutely perfect. And then you had that return of Edge that just like electrified everyone. And then being a Drew fan since 2007 and seeing his ups and downs through everything that he has gone through, to see him finally be there and be the guy was just amazing. And the emotion on his face, and that he chucked out Roman at the end, when after Edge had been eliminated, and Drew said himself, people could have absolutely turned on him because Edge didn't win because everyone was wanting Edge, but they didn't. They stayed right there with him and they were with him. It was, to me, I still get chills watching that. Also the 92 Royal Rumble where Ric Flair started at the beginning and
I forgot about that,
and won the title. And he did that promo afterwards with Mr. Perfect and Bobby Heenan by his side. So with the tear in my eye, I always thought that was great. I used to love Flair. I'm not the biggest fan of him now because I think he's kind of embarrassing himself. But at that time, he was the man. And
he was,
and that Royal Rumble was excellent too. So.
2007 Rumble was good. It was very good.
Let's see. Giovanna said Royal Rumble, favorite Royal Rumble was 2021. It was her first Royal Rumble she got to watch on WWE Network. Please bring back the network. Take it off Peacock, please. Thank you very much.
I second that.
And favorite Royal Rumble is Drew McIntyre. Awesome. Christina says, hey, ladies, I have 2007 when Taker won and 2020 when Drew won. Excellent. But yeah. So yeah, I'm going to have to say Royal Rumble again.
Royal
Rumble. I sound like I'm like 3 sheets to the wind, just like really shit faces on in Royal Rumble. Okay. So that's our, and I love that you guys are sounding off in the comments what your favorites are. That's amazing. Keep it up. So Mitch,
Next.
topic. Oh, who had the best performance in a Royal Rumble match?
Oh man.
No.
Ooh, that's a good one. All right, Sarah.
Oh boy.
We need to start getting these topics ahead of time so that we can have
We can think about it seriously.
time to think about it. Maybe do a little research.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody would consider it all time, but I think last year when Gunther entered at number 1 and made it all the way to the end,
This is true.
I think there's a lot to be said about that.
I still
The fact
maintain
that-
he and Drew and Sheamus should have been the final 3 because they put on the best performances of the night. That's just my
I mean, you cannot deny the fact that, I mean, he was in there for over an hour. And he wasn't one of those guys either that when they start, very early on, where they're kind of taking up against, arms up, in the corner up against the ropes, and he's taking a breather, watching all the action going on around him. No, he was always pounding onto somebody. Like, he didn't just sit there. So I think that was, to me, that was the thing that really stuck out the most about last year's Royal Rumble. That, and when Ricochet and Logan Paul smashed into each other, I thought that looked crazy. It looked painful.
Mick.
Yeah, and Rey
sorry.
Mysterio. Oh yeah,
That was a
that's
really
another
good one
really
too.
good one.
Yeah, Ray. Did he start
he
from number
won.
1? Did he start from number 1 or number 2?
I think he started from number one or number 2.
I think it was 1.
Okay.
Wasn't it like 2006?
That was 2. He was and I think that's when he won. He won in
Yes.
2006.
Yes. Because wasn't that really close to when Batista turned on him and stuff like that too?
Yep.
Yes, Ray was number 1. That's okay.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
And that was the year that he won it, because then Undertaker won the next year, and then the following year is when Cena came back, and Cena
came
won
back.
it.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio, that was another excellent choice.
Yes, absolutely.
For sure.
Denise, how about you?
I mean, can I go?
There's so many good ones.
There's been some amazing ones.
It's very similar. It's not the Royal Rumble. It's a Battle Royal.
Uh-oh.
Daniel Bryan back in 2018, 19, that 15-man battle, or the 15-man Battle Royal in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, the greatest Royal
Rumble. Thank you. Yeah, that.
No, it technically is a Royal Rumble. It's just not a Royal Rumble, but it's the greatest Royal Rumble. Yeah, it was like 50.
Yes.
Well, that one, because
that
was impressive, and his chest was chopped meat at the end of that.
Yeah, that was the year of Titus World Slide. Is that right? Was that the same thing? Was that the same year?
That was amazing.
Poor Titus. But yeah, I mean that's a really good choice. Thanks, Mitch.
Yes.
I completely forgotten about I always forget about the greatest Royal Rumble for some reason.
I was thinking, and I was just like, "Ooh, that one!"
Right?
I mean, if you're going to go with someone who just that went from almost pretty much the beginning to the end, I mean, you got to think about the guy who did it first, and that was Shawn Michaels.
Yep, this is true.
And the way he ended that one, where he literally was dangling, that now iconic shot of him, the foot dangling, and and Davey Boy Smith thinking he won, and I was like, nope.
Oh my goodness, yup.
Yeah, I was like, that automatically comes to mind. Brock in 2020, the way he just bodied 15 other people, and just and it wasn't like he was just throwing out complete lightweights. I mean, he was throwing out Big E and Keith Lee and
Strowman.
And Strowman,
big guys.
It was like a mixture of small guys and big guys, but then the right big guy and the right little guy got him, in the end. but
Yeah.
his performance up to that was incredible. Yeah, I mean, if I had to make my bets, those are the two performances, like overall performances, I would go with. But yeah, so yeah, that's awesome. Those are some really good answers. I always forget about the Rey Mysterio one in 2006, but that I mean they call him the greatest little man of all time. He's he's so cagey in that ring. But all right, so what is our next Royal Rumble topic?
You say it enough times, you almost feel like your tongue is swollen.
Match of the night at the Royal Rumble.
Can we get like a rundown of all the matches? I mean, we have the men's, we have the women's. We know we're having the Fatal 4-Way.
That Fatal 4-Way.
U.S. title.
I got you.
All right.
Yeah, U.S. title
So
with
the men's, women's, and then the Fatal 4-Way. And then Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens.
Okay.
And that's it.
God, I hope Kevin punches him in the face.
And that's it.
Okay.
Again.
So unless something happens this Friday, next Monday, or even the following Friday.
Adios.
Okay. Sarah, which of those matches? I mean, that's what as we know right now, what the matches are.
Hey, Earl.
Yeah, you never know.
Earl?
Oh, it's our fearless leader. One of them, Earl Cole.
So, Sarah, what is your the night?
I guess the men's Royal Rumble, just because, like Earl said last night when we did the Raw watch along with him, and you guys, we talked about it earlier. It's up in the air. It's up in the air. It's very unpredictable right now. So I think that's the one that I'm most looking forward to see what is going to happen, because there's so much talk about who's going to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, who's going to take the title, the Intercontinental title off of Gunther, who, is something going to happen with Roman? It's just, there's so much up in the air. So that is the one I think that will end up, I think, proving to be, hopefully, hopefully it'll be really good. And I haven't built it up too much in my head.
Well, now the question becomes, how severe is Rollins' legit injury that he suffered last night, and is he going to be at WrestleMania?
Well, I was reading before we came live tonight that he had to go backstage with assistants, but when he couldn't put weight on that left leg, but when he did get back there and doctors were looking at him, he was able to walk around without assistance, and he was able to put weight on, but he was limping. So I'm hoping it's not too bad, because I would really hate and I know Seth Rollins isn't everybody's cup of tea. People think he's obnoxious. People don't like the fact that the crowd sings his song and stuff, but you can't deny the fact that he really has been a really good champion. He's been defending it, defending his championship, unlike other people, Roman Reigns. But my disdain for that man knows no bounds. I was over him in the bloodline a year and a half ago. But yeah, I really would hate for it to be a situation where he has to vacate his title and they just put it on somebody, or they do something silly, like some kind of tournament to see who gets the title. So I really hope that he's okay.
I don't know. We'll see, because he does have a history of knee issues. It took him out for quite a long time before that. So
I know, and that's what scares me.
But so Denise, what do you think? Well, I think I know what your answer is going to be.
Well, first off, it's nice to I can't see you, Earl.
Yeah, we can't
but you know what I mean.
We can't see you. We're supposed to be Earl's angels, and we can't see you.
See, it's once again, he's the guy with his voices in the box.
Yep,
Only it's his comments are in the box.
And Mitch has got his brownies going on. I mean,
yeah, he can't not have his brownie.
gotta have the brownies. Gotta.
I'm not gonna lie, I am looking forward to the men's Royal Rumble. I always do, but obviously, fatal 4-way. I gotta support my man. So,
Yeah.
and like literally, I just kept saying it's a good thing we did not have a watch along on New Year's Revolution for SmackDown, because literally as soon as
Plus, man.
Aldis told Heyman that it's going to be a fatal 4-way, I'm pretty sure dogs on the other side of the freaking community are
Oh no.
I feel you.
like, oh my god, yes.
I feel you. I had a feeling that's the way that they were going to go too. I just hope they don't do that stupid ass triple stack shit like they did the double stack with Daniel Bryan and Edge. I thought that was just like dumb as shit. I hate that
pinned.
I
LA
just
Knight
hate
pinned,
that.
please and thank you.
I think Knight's going to take the pin.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm okay with that.
But I don't know. Let's see. Celebrating 2 years when you met Drew. God, has it really been 2 years, Giovanna?
Already, holy crap!
Oh my God, I
Jeez.
remember because he wore your bracelet in the match, that cage match with Sami Zayn on SmackDown. I remember that. Oh my God,
It's crazy.
okay, the time's just flying by way too quick. Of course, now I got a 10-year-old who's getting ready to go into middle school. So I mean, what am I saying? So for me, I think the match of the night is going to be the men's, because there is so much unpredictability. I mean, everyone, and their mother think it's going to be Punk, it's going to be Cody, it's going to be Punk, it's going to be Cody. Well, now you got Drew coming in there and kind of being that fly in the ointment. And I mean, I could see if he does not wind up with that briefcase, which could upset, so many people at WrestleMania. You never know who he would cash in on. If he doesn't wind up with Priest's briefcase, he could win it. Of course, I mean, Punk could win it.
You've got Gunther that could win it.
You could. But good Lord, doesn't he have enough? I mean, he's like been IC champ for like 20,000 years now.
Feels like it. Feels like it's just as long as Roman's run, although it's only half of that. With the
I will say that I don't think Roman's going to lose that title until probably
unfortunately
at least until September, because I really think that they're going to try to have Hogan's
please no
Hogan's number beat.
No,
and that's not until September. So I don't think he loses it until.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wish it was sooner.
I'm thinking he doesn't belong on.
I'm thinking Survivor Series at the earliest.
I just don't know why they're putting him on a pedestal.
But I mean, you never know. The Rock could be a surprise entrant, and he could win it. I mean,
true.
And then you could have some call up. You could have Braun Breaker getting called up from NXT. I don't think he would win it, but he could be getting called up. Carmelo Hayes has already made appearances on SmackDown.
That would be cool.
I mean, this year is so unpredictable when it comes to the men's, and that's what I like. Last year I thought was complete bullshit because it was absolutely set up from the beginning who was going to win, and I thought that was boring as crap. Pondering another twist in the Money in the Bank briefcase with Damian Priest. How about the twist being Drew McIntyre gets it and actually knows what the hell to do with it?
That right there.
Yeah, I never realized. I totally forgot about that whole Rock thing. So you're right. That's a possibility. You've got there's so many.
And
there's so many options.
The Rock versus Roman. Let's face it. If it's money that they're wanting, that's the money match. at WrestleMania. If that's what their end goal is the money.
Which I still think that's a BS cop out. I'm
I
sorry.
completely agree, but
It's a BS cop out.
This is WWE we're talking about, and now we're talking about TKO, who wants bottom line because they are a corporation.
They're more focused on the money than making the fans happy, which is unfortunate. But I get that.
I'm a Drew McIntyre fan. I'm used to them not making me happy. So,
it's just. But you're right, though, you
Yeah.
guys. Like, you both are you both are very right. There's so many options for the Rumble and who could win, and that's the cool thing. And that's why I said last night when we were doing the Raw watch along with Earl, it's like, please build to the Royal Rumble, other matches, or continue to build on the men's and the women's match, but please stop revealing people that are going to be in the Rumble, like, because that's part of the beauty of it.
They didn't do that with 2020, did they? They didn't reveal anyone except for Brock going in at number 1. And I think that's what made that Royal Rumble so special.
I remember Drew did announce himself being a part of it.
Drew did?
Yeah.
Did he?
Because he's like, if I want to get at anything, because I haven't had a title shot, I've never had an opportunity at the title, blah, blah, blah. And the only way for that to happen is if I enter myself into the Royal Rumble.
Right. But they didn't have everyone announced.
No. Actually, no, they did. They did, but they didn't. They were slowly trickling in, like they would show who's going to be involved in it.
But they
remember that.
But they were like vacants that were not revealed.
Yeah, no, yes, but they did show those who were going to be a part of it.
But yeah, Chris Levine just brought up a really good point. You now notice how many times Drew has stopped Damian from cashing in. There could be a twist. I'm telling you, he's going to wind up with that.
They're going to put a stipulation on that match next week. I guarantee it. Something is going to happen.
They've got to. It's like, why would they even have this? And why would they be beefing if him getting that briefcase is not the end game with that?
But you know what, though? Now I understand, okay? I understand they've never actually opened the briefcase before. However, you, Cherry, said something a few months back in the Raw watch along. I could totally see something happening where, with the briefcase, where it's something, gets dropped and somehow comes open, breaks and comes open, and Damian Priest sees there's no contract in there, and that, you know what I mean? That could be something too.
I've made some sort of.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I've said before that he struck some sort of a deal with Rhea. He didn't just join their little Survivor Series team out of the goodness
the ragtag group. Yep.
And just to get Jey Uso in a cage, because he had beat his ass before that. So it's like, okay,
sure.
But there is something to this. I just have this feeling, and people think that he would cash in on Seth and Punk or Seth and Cody, whatever that match is. I'm not so.
They teased it far too many times.
Who is he? This whole thing that has been set in motion with him. Who started it? Who is he the most pissed off at? The bloodline. Everything that happened with him started spiraling after Clash at the Castle. Who's to say he wouldn't cash in on Roman at WrestleMania? If they're not going to go for that number, if they're not going to go for the Hulk Hogan's number, or it could happen at Survivor. Well, no, he'd have to. I guess he would have to cash it in at this. He'd have that same window
before July. Because Priest has had the briefcase since July. So
yeah, but
Crystal brings up a good point too. What if Rhea could be part of the plan?
Because every time, Damian, was like, I'm going to go talk to Adam Pearce, and I made the joke that he was getting lost because it was like taking him forever to get. Was he getting lost backstage? Because get to Pierce's office.
Yeah, he didn't get lost permanently.
Yeah, that too. But he was like, but every time that he's even mentioned it before that night, Dominic is very quick to point out, Mommy said no one touches Drew. Well, Damian just when he actually did punch him last night, which I'm very pissed off at him about. But but still, why are they beefing? Why would the two of them be beefing? Why would they be at each other? Why not? Why not make this for that thing? Since Damian Priest don't know what the hell to do with it, he just
I mean, he's been trying to tease and cash in that thing in back since Survivor Series. Like, come on.
He's so unserious about it. He practically skips down to the ring with a la-di-da-di-da-di-da. Oh, I'm going to cash in. Oh, no, I'm not going to cash in. Oh, Drew's going to kick my head off. Oh, no, I'm going to cash. No, Rhea, don't cash. No, Rhea, cash in. It's just, it's the most, like, at least when Theory was doing it, he had some sort of urgency about it. But he's just like, I'm just going to sit here and watch it.
Which brings me back to the POS shouldn't have won it to begin with.
I still don't understand that. I don't understand that logic at all. Because even if even if that was the plan on him to cash in someone, is he really? Do you see him actually beating someone like a Seth, like a Cody, like a Punk, like a Drew? I just don't see it at all.
He's in the mid-card, like,
worthy
no.
either.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I just don't. But and just to have him just like be so lackadaisical about it, and just that's just like, if you don't know what to do with it, give it to someone who does. I mean, just what if it's just nothing but a trinket for you? Why are you even having it? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But hey, Sean C, I saw you in there. Thank you for stopping by.
Sean C.
I know. And Notice in the Judgment Day have been laughing and being dodgy towards Damian. And all of a sudden he's laughing.
Right on the nose.
He's now laughing at R-Truth's jokes. I'm guessing they're going to wind up turning him face. But I don't see, and while he's still got the tag team titles, I don't see him cashing that thing in anyway. Because why would he be a double champion?
I thought they could. I thought if they were already holding a title, they couldn't cash it in.
No, they could.
They can?
I don't think you.
Okay.
I don't think there's any rule about that.
Okay, maybe that I was just mistaken, but I thought it was if you already were holding a title, no matter if it's the U.S. title, Intercontinental, tag title, like you couldn't cash in. But we've seen people before that are double champions. So
Rollins was a double champion, and there was others. There's been a couple others that were double champions too. But I don't necessarily know if that was a result of a cash in, but still,
I think that would be really interesting if they throw the whole briefcase thing into this somehow during the Royal Rumble. I really think it would be cool.
They need to, or just this match on Monday night just needs to have that stipulation added, because I'm just getting sick of this. I really am.
I think a lot of people are.
So I mean, if Drew doesn't wind up winning the Rumble, I could see him getting his hands on that. But just to spite, because he stopped Damian so many times when he didn't have to. He didn't have to save Rollins' ass. He didn't have to, 2 or 3 times from it. He didn't have to save this past week. He didn't have to save Seth, or defend Jinder against any of this. He didn't have to do that.
Literally,
which goes back to, I think it was Crystal's. I think Crystal perhaps was the one that said the comment about Rhea being involved somehow.
Yeah.
If Rhea is somehow pulling the strings, where she's having Drew block Damian from cashing in, and maybe she's promised him the briefcase.
That's the only reasonable explanation.
I can't. I keep going back to that little handshake, because he wasn't a member of the Judgment. He didn't become a member of the Judgment Day. Something was promised to him and he didn't just do it. Like I say, he didn't do it out of the goodness of his heart, because he knows he doesn't like them. So
it's clearly obvious that it was literally only between the two of them. Like, the guys have absolutely no idea what was said between the two of them at all.
I don't think
Because
any.
otherwise, I think Damien would have a more aggressive behavior towards Drew than what he is right now.
Well, he already can't keep his
This
name
is
out of his
true.
damn
This is
mouth.
true because he's a dumbass. So, but we've already established that. But I just think he'd be a hell of a lot more hostile.
Oh no, it was done. Whatever was done behind his back.
Oh my goodness.
Blaze,
We got Naughty Blaze Radio.
We're going to be talking about you in a little bit, sir. But so, Mitch, do we have any other Royal Rumble topics? Since I
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
You think the crowd will get behind
Jade
Jade Cargill?
Cargill? Has she been confirmed to be in the Royal Rumble? First of all, but
I think that's been perhaps. I've heard that this has been their plan all along, was to have her be in the Royal Rumble. But the thing that I don't appreciate about it is the fact that she has not wrestled a single match since they brought her in.
okay, so the answer. So the question is, if she's confirmed for the Royal Rumble, do you think the crowd will get behind her? Okay, all right. I mean, go ahead and finish your thought, Sarah. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know if the crowd. I could see the crowd getting behind Jade because they're hardcore WWE fans and they're doing it to spite AEW. Like, haha, we have your female wrestler now.
Lord,
But I could also see people that don't get behind her because she came over from that other company. So I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Like, I know I'm not looking forward to seeing her particularly. I don't think the Royal Rumble, they're not going to be doing her they're going to be doing her a disservice by having the Royal Rumble be her first televised match she's in. I do not think that is a good idea. That's just me.
I would actually like to see her at the Royal Rumble, but like in her first match. I would like to see her, like you said, in a singles match.
Yep.
But this is the WWE. They like to try to make a big impact. And I mean, she's such an impressive physical specimen. I mean, she looks amazing.
She's jacked. She's like the female version of Randy Orton.
Freaking amazing is what she, like
her thighs are probably bigger than my head.
Yeah, Blaze said not confirmed, but would not be surprised if she did show up. And you think and he thinks the crowd would support her. I mean,
at first,
yeah, that's the thing. Let's face it, crowds are fickle. We found that out. They're
like Jeffrey used to say, fickle, 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 fickle. The crowd, their fans are very fickle. He used to say that all the time in the streams he did with Earl. And he's not wrong. He wasn't wrong at all. It's true.
Blaze. Ladies and gentlemen, ding. I agree with the assessments of the assessments. Ladies and gentlemen, ding. Carry on. Ladies and gentlemen, ding.
Oh, Blaze.
Oh, naughty Blaze.
All right, Denise, what is your take on that?
I mean, I'm with Sarah and Blaze, really. I mean, I think it's going to be a 50-50, to be honest with you. Because, I mean, I don't watch NXT, so I don't know how good or how not so good she is in the ring. I've never seen her.
She hasn't been on NXT yet.
She hasn't even been on TV at all.
Not WWE.
Okay. She signed.
Sorry, AEW, because that's where she came from.
Yes.
So I mean, like, I don't know. Again, like I said, how good she is or is not in the ring. So I mean, I guess it's that the people's preference.
Yeah. I mean, the training that I saw her doing at Natalia's Dungeon, her and I think it was BFAB doing training with Natalya. She looked really good. I think it looks like she's picking up the WWE style pretty well. I definitely agree. I think that she should have a singles match before she enters the Royal Rumble. Definitely not winning it. If she does enter it, I don't think she's winning it. I think the crowd would get behind her because, like you said, people can be pretty petty. And when it comes to this whole, Tony Khan thing because I mean he's kind of the king of pity at this point. But I mean, I would like to say I could see them doing it to spite him, but I think they're kind of running their business like we're just running our business, and if it's what's best for business, she'll be in the Royal Rumble. As far as the crowd goes, yeah, I think at first, but like we said, fickle. I would like to see her put her in a match on NXT. Put her against like one of the ones who's really good, like a Roxanne Perez or, Tiffany Stratton. I mean, I think that would be an amazing matchup, actually, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. Holy God.
Well, I mean, and you got to think about it too. You've got some hardcore WWE fans that have never watched AEW, thus they've never seen Jade Cargill. They're not going to know who this person is.
I'm like, who? Yeah, I mean,
they're going to be like, yeah, like Denise.
Not all
like,
wrestling fans live on
who is
Twitter.
this?
Not all wrestling fans live on Twitter, and not everyone watches it every day of the week like we do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like she said, it could be a mixed bag, and I think that they need to get her on TV in front of people before they put her in something big like that. But I don't know. I guess we will see. I guess they're still going to be announcing who's going to be in there because we can't have surprises or have nice things apparently
ever.
Right.
But yeah, Blaze agrees with us. Hoping she gets a few singles matches before big PLE match. Absolutely. All right, Mitch, do we have any other Royal Rumble? Who is winning the Rumble? Pick one male and one female. Ooh, doggy. And definitely let us know in the comments what you think. Okay, Sarah, who is winning the Rumble? One male, one female.
I don't know. I could totally see them because this all depends on what's going on with Rollins with his injury from last night. So I could see them having Punk win and challenge Rollins at WrestleMania. I could see, Cody. Oh, wait, shoot. I was going to say Cody, Randy, AJ, or LA Knight winning and challenging Roman. Like, I could see that happening, but they're in their fatal 4-way match.
We don't know if they're actually going to be in the Rumble match, right?
Exactly. But it's funny because I've been going back and watching old episodes of Raw just for fun. Mm-hmm. And they did have that. I believe it was the 2007 Rumble where Edge had a match. He was the first match. I believe it was him and Shawn Michaels, and they both were in the Rumble then later that night. So they've done that before. I haven't seen it for quite a few years, but they have done it before. So that would be kind of neat.
Yeah. Well, 2020 Roman faced Baron Corbin, and then what was in the Rumble.
You're right.
And actually,
you're right.
So was Corbin. So yeah,
you're right. You're absolutely right.
I guess
they haven't done it.
I guess it depends, but they've got such a deep roster now, even a deeper roster than they had back in 2020. And then you've got, guys who are in NXT that, let's face it, a couple of them should have been called up before now. So I guess it just depends on, the depth.
I think it does.
If there's any injuries.
I mean, but I can't imagine that if they do, like last year, if they do call up people. Men's Rumble, Mitch.
All right.
Oh my God.
Men's Rumble, Michkowski wins the Ladies Rumble. Boom, you're welcome. And then they form the greatest mixed tag of all time, the Besties. Michkowski and Orange Cassidy are the Besties.
Holy shit!
Oh my gosh,
I
so
love
funny.
you, Blaze.
And
I love you so much.
That is fantastic. But I honestly don't think that if they do have NXT call-ups, the NXT call-ups are not winning the Royal Rumble.
No,
I'm sorry. They're not winning the Royal Rumble. So I wouldn't be looking for Baron Corbin or Carmelo Hayes to be, or not Baron Corbin. I meant
Braun Breaker.
Braun, sorry. I wouldn't be expecting Braun Breaker or Carmelo Hayes to be looking to win the Royal Rumble. That's unrealistic. I think I could see them having Punk win the Rumble for the men. And then I could see, I don't know. It's like I want to see Becky versus Rhea. And I think WrestleMania would be a really good stage for that. And I am not a Bayley fan at all whatsoever, but I'm very interested in seeing the drama unfold with the whole boring control storyline on SmackDown. So I could see Bayley winning the Women's Rumble and challenging Io for the title, but I hope Becky wins so she can challenge Rhea, because I would really like to see that match.
I think that
would
match is
be
happening anyway.
fantastic.
I think that
You
match is
think
happening.
after last night they're gonna do it? Maybe
That's
they'll
what-
do
that's
their
what it
own
seems-
thing at the Rumble.
That's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like
Okay.
to me, because she said, "I'll see you at the Rumble." So, or I'll see you at WrestleMania. So it sounds like that match is pretty much made.
That she's gonna win the Rumble to.
Well, no, I think that match is happening whether she wins it or not. So that's why
Okay.
we have, let's see, Earl thinks Punk wins the Rumble and Naomi wins in a surprise entrant. But I just heard that she's
would be
actually
kinda
still
cool.
with Impact, that she's got at least another match in Impact, or in
Oh my
10A. So I don't know. Oh my God,
Please.
Dylan's got Cody winning and Becky winning women.
Ah,
Late.
You're doing a good job behind the curtain like the Wizard of Oz.
oh my God.
Christina's got Drew for the men's, Bayley for the women. Earl Cole, The Miz, and a returning Mustafa Ali for Earl's request win the first ever 6-man titles.
Congrats, fellas.
Oh, who I wish would win and who I think are win are completely different. And I'm going to get to that. You're absolutely right.
I was gonna bring that up. I'm like, who I want to win and who I think will win are very different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Good. But all right, Denise. Okay. So you think that's who you think is winning. Who do you want to win?
who do I want to win?
Yes. Let's do it that way. Who you think is going to win because this is WWE and we can't have nice things, or who do you want to win?
Ever.
I don't know. Like I said, I think Punk will win for the men. Who I would like to see win. I would like to see Randy Orton win a Rumble and go on to challenge Roman, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Has he won
Or
one?
Drew to win. That would be cool to see him go on and hopefully do something, get that title off for Roman. But like you said, we can't have nice things.
No, we can't.
To answer your question, yes, Randall is 1 too.
I was gonna say, I thought he was- I
and
thought he was-
17.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it would be neat to see him win a third one. I think that would.
No, Sarah, no. AJ.
yeah,
That's
well,
you.
AJ
Give AJ one.
Oh, I suppose, yeah, because AJ Styles hasn't ever won one. So that would be cool to see. That would be really neat to see.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's see. Crystal said, I believe Drew will win the men's and Liv Morgan win the women's. That's going to be in my thing. But all right, Denise, who do you think is winning, male and female? And who do you want to win? I know who the male is. I don't even have to ask. Who do you want to win for women?
I think for women, Christ. I don't know. Something tells me it's gonna be Bayley, but then after seeing Friday night and how they were very indifferent with her, at the same time, I don't know. I mean, because there's not very many. Even hell. If they do come to, I haven't seen anything recently on social media, but Sasha, if she's a surprise entrant and wins it, I could see that happening. And for the men's of who is actually involved in it right now, freaking hell. I even hate to say it. I mean, either Punk or Cody, and I will flip a lid if that happens. I really hope it does not happen. Jesus Christ. Because there's so many other people that are more
Deserving.
thank you. I could not think of the word. You were on the same wavelength as me with that. Are
You know-
more deserving of winning it
Yeah.
than either one of them. I mean, especially because Cody won it last year and Punk just came back. Punk's done absolutely nothing to deserve it. Has he even been like what? If has he been on a match on TV? And if
Not on
he
TV,
has,
no.
then what one?
Nope.
Okay, I rest my case.
He's top. But
I rest my case.
but this is WWE. They love money, and you know, he sold a lot of T-shirts, so he should automatically win. Oh God!
He sold a lot of T-shirts,
Oh,
so he
oh
should
God!
win.
Yeah, sorry, I
Ooh.
roll the whole. They sell the most merch, so they should be the ones that win.
Oh my
Who gives a fuck about merch? Who cares?
All right, if that's the case, then let Truth win it.
Or LA Knight, he sells a shit ton of merch too. I mean, come on. Good Lord. R-Truth is like the top merch seller right now. Okay, then he should win the Royal Rumble. Yeah, come on. But so you think that's who's going to win? Who do you want to win? And the bet, I know for men's, AJ goes into it and wins.
Yes. If not AJ Drew.
Yes. For women,
Women's
who do
Becky.
you want? Becky. Okay. All right. So who I think is going to win? For fuck's sake, because they sell a ton of merch. It's probably gonna be fucking Cody or Punk. And just God, I'd rather gouge out my eyes with an ice pick than see this.
Yep.
Because God damn. Oh God.
Mhm.
But I can see them doing it because I mean, at least Cody's wrestled on TV. I mean, okay, but
Please.
one thing I would like to see it come back as a surprise entrant that has not been there in a while is Sheamus.
Shamey, yes.
He's supposed to be coming back soon. So, I mean, what better time to come back than at the Royal Rumble? For women's, I still think it's going to be Bayley. I think the way that they're acting towards her, they're going to, she goes in, she wins it, they turn against her, and she goes for Io, because I think we've already got Becky versus Rhea set up for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So either Becky's winning it and using it to do that, or Bayley wins it in this whole storyline where she will damage control, and she's getting ready, and she's going to end it by beating. And I love Face Bayley. I was a big fan of Face Bayley, but that's who I think is going to win. Now, who I want to win, God, I want Drew McIntyre to win it again. I mean, he's my dude, and it's not like he's undeserving and hasn't worked his ass off and nearly broken his neck for that company, while the other two, shit on that company for years with their buddies and, complain and whine. And that whole thing where Cody was like, oh, you're doing it complaining? What were you doing for years with Young Bucks and Kenny? What were you doing for years?
Remember?
What were you doing but trashing that company after they gave you, God, how many tag title reigns and an intercontinental title? I mean, shut up. Okay. Yeah, no, he can sit down. But no, I want Drew to win it because I'm sick and tired of these people. I'm sick and tired of all of them trying to gaslight him and tell him how he should feel, that he needs to be more grateful, that he needs to do this. What he needs to do is take Punk in one hand and Cody in another, because they look like children next to him, like literal children, and throw them both into the 5th row. That's what I want to see.
Whoops.
But we can't have nice things, but that's what I want. For the women, I've got so many women that I love and would love to see win. I would love, she mentioned Liv. I love Liv. I would love to see her come back and win this. Because there's definitely a story there with her and Rhea. But then again, this whole thing with Becky and Rhea has kind of thrown a wrench into that. I would love to see her win it, especially with the performance she had last year with Rhea. I've always been a big fan of Asuka. I would kind of like to see her win it. I love Becky, but like I said, I think her course is already set for WrestleMania. I would, I think that they may bring up a couple of women from NXT, maybe.
That's a good point.
But I don't think the women's are. I think the women's is a little bit more predictable than men. I think Bayley's going to win this. And hey, that kid, how are you doing? Taco, how are you doing? But yeah, so that's who I think is winning and who I want to win. Nia Jax, stop it!
Oh my God, no!
No, please no, absolutely not.
No.
She wanted me to squash her.
She wanted me to throw you over the top rope for her.
I know. We can't hold a candle to how Earl does it.
No, we can't at all.
Earl's got the corner on that market all day long.
Most definitely. He definitely does.
All right. So I think, is that all the topics that we have, Mitch?
That is all of them.
That is all. All right.
Oh, my
That is all of them.
So we are a little over a week away from the Royal Rumble. Always an exciting time of year to be a WWE fan. Randy Jackson's going to win.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, we're again. I'm okay with that.
I'd be okay seeing him RKO her again.
Hey, Alien. So many guys could win this. Cody, Jay. I don't see Jay winning it. LA Knight could. Randy definitely could. It is a great year. It's just so many people that technically could win this. Boo, there's that bitch guy. Stop it, please.
Boo that name.
All right. So, but yeah, this is always a very exciting time. Because soon after this, after the Royal Rumble, they should start announcing who's going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. Who is going into the Hall of Fame this year? Because
Yeah, me too.
and why should it be Batista and Bray Wyatt? But I guess that's going to wrap up the show. So next month on Queens of the Ring, we're going to have a special guest, and I have to tell you, I think the three of us are looking forward to this show
tremendously.
It's going to be a special pre-Valentine's show for Queens of the Ring, and our guest, let's just say he's
none other than
a little naughty.
Just a little naughty.
Mr. Blaze Radio is going to join us on Queens of the Ring. I'm so excited about this. We're going to see exactly, we're going to have a naughty off. Blaze and I are going to have a naughty off. Let's see who can be the most
naughty.
Oh, God.
It's going to be Keith Lee's going to win the Rumble.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God, Blaze.
Oh, my God.
You know how awkward that is going to be for me?
Oh, God.
And this is why Earl has dubbed him Naughty
Naughty
Video.
Blaze. Naughty Blaze. I'm so
He
looking
has
forward
earned
to
that moniker.
I know.
Lord, I'm so looking forward to it. And it's right before Valentine's.
All right, so it's on February 13th. Okay,
February
so I'll schedule it right after this so we can start promoting the hell out of it.
Oh, yes.
Sweet
We,
Norman of Simeon. Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
if you I'll leave you out.
Lord Almighty.
So I guess I should go ahead. I'm going to give you a little antidote about the funniest Valentine's Day. So the first Valentine's Day that Charlie and I were a couple. We were at Walmart getting a couple of things, and we walked by, since we're being naughty, and because Blaze Radio is in the chat. We walked by the KY jelly display, and it was empty. It was empty. I'm like, well, Gaston County's getting their loving going on tonight. It's so.
A lot of people are celebrating Valentine's Day.
The
best way they know how.
Like you gotta, you gotta.
Blaze, I got a fresh pair of Ashley straps to wear too. Can't wait.
My God.
There's all this stuff from this.
As long as you pose like Shawn Michaels, Blaze, that's all I ask.
I'm Blaze.
So we do the DX crotch chop.
Even the like the cooling and the heat stuff, man, Blaze, you really are naughty. You really are naughty. I love it. He'll say, must have been KY jealous. Oh my God. Didn't Santino Marella call him KYJ one time?
I think he did. Yeah, he called Chris Jericho KYJ.
I think he called him KYJ.
Yes.
He'll be saying, "Oh, he's going to be singing."
Oh, good Lord!
Theme song for me.
That's
Earl. Oh my God, Earl Cole.
I know, we never thought we'd hear that come from. We're like, I'm gonna stay out of that one.
I've been best friends with him for 11 years, and I've never seen him say stuff like that. What name?
I'm staying out of that one, as Earl would say.
What Blaze brings out the naughty in all of us. But on that night, I will be your boy.
The Queens of the Ring, get ready.
Oh God! Yes!
Can't wait.
Yes! This is going to be the most amazing show ever. I can't wait. All right. So as our fearless, I'll be the R-Truth. That's my bad. I'm head out.
Hey, we like R-Truth too.
We love
He's a national treasure.
Lord, Earl trying to keep
up
up
now.
I don't think anyone can keep up. Well, I might be able to keep up with your naughtiness, Blaze, but we'll see about that. But look out now!
Naughty off next month.
I'm so looking forward to this show.
I am too.
Apologize ahead for any boy, girlfriend, husbands, and wives.
Oh my God!
This is
going to be amazing.
Yeah, amazing! I can't wait for this. Oh, he's got his own stew pot. You may want to get the Dinty Moore ready. You need
I don't have it next to me because we're not watching.
We're not watching,
but it's over there. I promise. I'll make sure I have the Dinty for.
We're gonna. I think we might need it. I think we might need it. So, all right. So, as Earl would say, that's going to put a bow on the Royal Rumble edition of Queens of the Ring. Chunky Beef Stew no more. Or that stinky tinty stuff. Oh, Blaze, you make love and fun. What can I say, dude? Oh my God, it's gonna be amazing. All right, so for Sarah, Denise, I'm Cherry. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Queens of the Ring, and we will see you next month with our dear friend Blazed Radio. Please subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network and to all of our channels. Follow us all on Twitter. Our information should be below. Can't wait to talk to you guys again. And next month, let the naughtiness roll.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Did he just say he's going to pop? Oh my God. He's going to pop.
Queens of the Ring shirt next month. Oh my God. Please.
You're a little late for that.
Oh God.
On that note, we're